Hi, Jason. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Jenny.
It's wonderful to see you again. I'm talking with Jason Dawson, who's the key driver for the tourism industry in the Waikato as head of the Destination Management Organisation. And we're going to be talking about hosting community conversations. Jason's Ngāpoi, his tribe is Ngāpoi, so that brings him with Māori as well as European understanding and cultural context and cultural knowledge and his networks. And he's an international speaker and catalyst for the region. So it's just a pleasure to see you again, Jason. So
thanks, Jenny.
Let's start off with asking, for you, what do you think we need to do to host meaningful conversations with cultural communities about tourism?
So I think that the number one thing I always say when you go into any community or any cultural group to understand a little bit about tourism and how it impacts them is actually to ask them about them. You should never go into a community, no matter what sector you represent, to actually talk about your needs, because the idea behind a community conversation or a true, what I call cultural partnership, is you find out from that cultural group first, what are their aspirations? What's their aspirations for their tribe, for their culture? You know, is it regeneration of their language? Is it employment, meaningful employment for them? Is it improved healthcare or well-being or lots of other things, educational outcomes? And you might think, why, Jason, would you talk about all these other aspirations for them? And how is that relevant to tourism? And again, it's about providing what I call a positive conversation. So if their aspirations are to improve educational outcomes for their people or for their community or sustainable employment, then actually it turns it around how can tourism contribute to that outcome or that aspiration? What can we do as a sector to help you? Because that's how you get true what I call community partnership. And again, it talks completely to the regenerative tourism philosophy of creating net benefit for the communities that you live in. So that's how I always start conversations. And look, and I have had some very courageous conversations over the years where at the end of the day, those communities have said, Jason, we actually don't want tourism here in our town or our community. And I've respected them for that because they want to keep it the way it is. So whereas other communities have said, but we'd love to do these 2 or 3 things that actually stick true to who we are as a people and as a sense of place. And so again, I would say those experiences that get created in those communities are far more authentic, far more engaging. And actually it's where a visitor, whether you're domestic or international, can actually live like a local when you go there.
That's so cool. But as a destination management organisation, is that your role to work with communities?
I really believe it is. I think destination management organisations have always been focused on marketing, and we've seen that over the last 25, 30 years around the world. But what I think we've really seen as a sector globally, and particularly in New Zealand, is it's more than marketing. Marketing can control demand. So we've all been about building demand for our communities and for our places to grow visitor numbers, increase length of stay for our visitors. But what we haven't done is brought our communities with us.
And so how do you host that? Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
How do you host those conversations?
So they host the conversation by starting, so what would you like to see for your community? And people are quite clear around what I call their pain points. What do they not like about tourism? Is it about over-tourism? Is it about a few people making a lot of money in the community and it's not sharing the wealth? Or is it about traffic congestion or these, people causing accidents? I mean, it's about finding out what are those pain points, those communities that they currently have about tourism experiences in their towns and communities. And then it's for us as a sector and a DMO to actually take some accountability for that, because again, traditionally, we can drive market demand. We can attract the right sort of visitors to your communities. So we have a key role. We need to understand. So to me, it's about building our understanding, which then improves our capability and long-term creates better outcomes for the communities that we serve.
Thank you for that gift. Really appreciate that you've taken the time, and we'll be back. I hope to talk to you again.
Sounds great. Thanks, Jenny.
Kia ora koutou.
Ngā mihi.